What up, fam? What's going on, family? Welcome to another edition of TSC Unleashed. We in the building, man. What's going on? I'm Big Q chiming in with you. TSC on a Friday, closing out the week with some news for y'all, man. We're going to drop this on y'all on this edition. I'm bringing my co-host on this edition of TSC, Uncle Mozzie. What's happening, fam? Oh, you there, Uncle Mozzie? I hear you pressing.
Hello.
There he is.
Oh yeah, I'm here. I'm here. Live and direct. You know I'm here on my MacBook.
All right.
Going down.
All right, here we go. All right. So in this episode,
I couldn't hear you. I couldn't hear you off the Apple. You were cutting in and out that. You were cutting in and out that window. I didn't know what was going on. Gotta kind of just figure it out, you know.
Wish you had a Windows system dealing with these finals, man.
I said I couldn't hear what you had going on that Windows.
Oh, okay.
I could hear everything on my MacBook. Obviously.
I got you.
With that Windows you got, you splotty.
I thought this was an Apple.
Yeah, you know how it is. I'm gonna get your application. I'm gonna get your application to come join the dark side with me, brother.
No, that's all right. All right, we're gonna go into
lightsaber and all. You can have whatever color you want to. I don't even need the red one.
All right, fam, we're going to go into this edition of TSC Unleashed, Friday edition. We're going to recap a few news, notes, and items for you guys. The Denver Broncos-Jets recap matchup. And, of course, we're going to preview the Heat-Lakers series and hear what comical stuff Uncle Mozzie has to say about this upcoming Game 2 scenario and what's going to happen with them as well. And we got a few NFL news items we're going to share with you as well. So in this shortened edition, big ups to the family members in the live stream. Who That Nation for life. Big ups to you, Brian Pearson, Elite Goods, and the rest of the family members chiming in. Yeah, that's right, Brian. We will be coming back TSC live tonight. We open up the phone lines. We'll do a Saints versus Lions full game preview. We'll go on. We hit you with the depth charts, injury reports, interviews, and open up the line. Slam pack, jam pack show tonight. Coming at you. Should be around about 6 o'clock or so. We'll see how that shakes. But 6 o'clock, mark it in. Will be coming at you. So without further ado, let's get into the news notes. Uncle Mozzie is in attendance. Denver Broncos, Uncle Mozzie had an opportunity to really make a statement, and they did that, man. You had Brett Riffin, that's Mark Riffin's nephew, I want to say the kid is, and even though he was, woeful, he had 3 interceptions, but he did enough, and the Denver Broncos did enough to stop the Jets. And let me think that if you're the Jets, you have your starting quarterback in Sam Darnold. You got Frank Gore, you got LaMichael Perrine, you got a few people that you would think that you should have enough weapons to be able to defeat a third-string backup ass, injury-riddled Denver Bronco club. I'll be at home, and you could not do it. That's the thing. 37-28, Jets go down. Riffin, 19 of 31. 242, 2 touchdowns. Man had 3 interceptions, man. QBR 63.6. Melvin Gordon had 23 carries, 107 yards. He had 2 rushing touchdowns in the affair. Their top receiver was Tim Patrick, 6 catches, 113, 1 score on the night. Jerry Jeudy, 2 catches, 61 yards in the scope. He averaged 30 yards per catch in the game for him. Noah Fant, 5 catches, 35 yards off of 6 targets. And then you cross over to the Jets. Sam Darnold, 23 of 42, 230, no touchdowns, no picks. He was sacked 6 times in the game. He was also their top rusher. He scrambled 6 times for 84 yards and a touchdown. Frank Gore, nothing. 13 carries, for 30 yards. LaMichael Perrine, 5 carries for 15 yards, nothing. Jamison Crowder and Jeff Smith was their top targets. Crowder finished with 7 catches, 104 yards. Jeff Smith finished 7 catches for 81 yards. None of them didn't do nothing. Chris Hogan, 4 catches, 23 yards. 37-28 Broncos over the stinking Jets, man. Uncle Mozzie, what's your thought process on this, man? And by the way, there are rumors after this loss about the Jets that the coach of the Jets, Adam Gase, could be fired by this weekend.
Yeah, well, we had already touched on that. I knew there was no way they were going to let him. The 2 most marked coaches in all of NFL right now are him and Dan Quinn. Period. Atlanta can't seem to find a way to actually close the game out, and the Jets can't seem to find a way to start a game up. So maybe if they combine their forces and make one team, they might just have a shot at winning the Super Bowl. Because Atlanta seems to be really good at starting, and the Jets aren't so bad at getting pounded and trying to come back from behind to finish, right? So if you combine the two of them, you might get one complete NFL team. Or maybe you hire Dan Quinn as an assistant coach, right? You see how that works? Then you got the best of both worlds. I don't know, man. The Jets are Sam Darnold is a really good quarterback, in my opinion, under the right system. So to judge him and to send the pitchforks out and kind of place the blame on his shoulders, it's squarely purely coaching and GM. Everything from the coach on up, between the owner and the coach, everything in between. Everything between the owner and Sam Darnold needs to be fired. I'm talking team doctors, water boys, everybody. They all need to be fired. It's a dumpster fire out with the Jets. They need to bring in all new personnel that has an entirely different mindset. They've given away all their pieces. All they've got left is Sam Darnold. They've given away everybody. The people who they didn't give away didn't want to come there. You give Frank Gore, he's like, I don't know, like 70. You got a couple other pieces in play. I mean, you're not in a really difficult division. So if you just had a few pieces, you could at least go maybe 9-7, 10-6, try to win that division. Because the only people you got to really get around is Buffalo. Unless, we have yet to see what New England's going to do. But that division for the next 5 to 10 years is going to probably be Buffalo's. Buffalo's building. Cam's on is at the top of his peak. So he's going to decline from here. So moving forward, that's going to be Buffalo's. Miami isn't making any moves. Obviously, the Jets aren't making any moves. Cam is quickly approaching 30. He has, if he's not 30 already, it might be 30 already. I got to check the age. He's been injury prone, coming off of an injury. He's been injury prone the last 2 seasons. So we just don't know. Now, maybe a lot of that was just he didn't feel like being in Carolina anymore. I don't know. But it's the Jets. The Jets can kind of control their own destiny if they can pick up 9 or 10 wins. That's not a lot to ask for in today's NFL. Because if they win the NFC South or the NFC West, they win 10 games, they might finish 3rd or 4th in the division. That's how tough it is when you look at some of these other divisions. Now, obviously, everybody, including the Jets, are going to be in a tizzy because of the COVID and everything that happened with it. But everybody's playing under the same kind of rules. So, I mean, although some teams are going to fare out better than others, it shouldn't be a dumpster fire each and every week, bro. Especially when you got a halfway decent quarterback. I'll take Sam Darnold over, at least I'll take him over Gardner Minshew for sure. I'll take him over anything in Denver right now. I'll take him over anything in San Diego. I'll take him over anything in Washington. I'll take him over anything in Minnesota. So you see what I'm saying? This is not a bad quarterback, and it's a fairly decent team. What you got to do, man? You got to call in gangbusters. Everybody, bro, from between any personnel between the owner of the team and Sam Darnold. They need to bring one big school bus and have a bunch of pink slips and give them a ride to their car, their house, or wherever they're going, and they need to start all over from scratch from management. That's the first. This is really the first time I've ever seen from top to bottom an organization run this bad, where they just make horrible. Even the Cleveland Browns built a team. Now they gotta win with the team, but even they built a team. Why can't the Jets? Rex Ryan was the last coach to build a team in New York, and I think Sam Darnold is a better quarterback. Who do you have quarterback? Guy out of USC. Who's his name? Help me out, Q. Come on, you the stat guy. The guy out of USC.
Palmer.
Huh? No.
Palmer.
No.
Sanchez.
Mark Sanchez.
Sanchez. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Darnold is a better quarterback than Sanchez, in my opinion. And they really did good. Yeah, they really did good with Sanchez. Went all the way to the AFC Championship. So this tells me that this is not a player problem because the players are fine. They don't have the right play calls. They're not being coached correctly, and some of the players just decided to opt out. Say, "This is a dumpster fire. I'm out of here." This is why the Jets are suffering. It has nothing to do with the players. It has nothing to do with the fans. It has nothing to do with COVID. It has everything to do with management, head coach, assistant coaches. Because by now somebody should have, say, "Hey man, pulled his coattail." And I know head coaches don't like that, but somebody at this junction by now should have pulled his coattail and said, "Bro, look, you're messing up. I mean, something isn't clicking here. Last year was a dumpster fire. the fire truck never showed up, so now it's carrying over into this season, and it looks as though this team will probably be a 1 or 2 win team this season, and they'll probably win the Transfer Trevor award if the New York Football Giants don't catch him first.
Yeah, both those New York squads stink. Jets stink, Giants stink, and the Buffalo Bills are good. How about that? You know, so I mean, really, it's pretty comical, to be honest with you, that both of them are really that bad. But Jets, I didn't expect them to be this bad. But then again, Adam Gase, it shouldn't be a coach. I've been saying that for I don't know how long. Adam Gase is a terrible head coach. He shouldn't be in a coach, period. But he keeps some kind of way getting these head coaching jobs when they have a lot better coaches out there. What hurt Gase is his personality. He's a backstabber, and then on top of that, you know, people see right through him. That's what Jamal Adams pushed his way out of town. And then there was the discontinuity between the running backs situation. I mean, and then where's the weapons? Where are the wide receiver weapons? Crowder's a good wide out, but what about the rest of them? Where are the weapons to help Sam Darnold out? I mean, what's going on there? I mean, they're just a joke. So expect him to get gone. He'd probably be the first of the head coaches this year to get fired, and it don't surprise me. Anyway, let's move on to
6 sacks is heavy. 6 sacks is a lot, bro.
6 sacks.
That's a lot. I wouldn't want to. Yeah, I would want to take that kind. That's just the sacks. That's not the knockdowns or the hurries. That's just the sacks. I'm not gonna sit there and take that abuse for a whole football season. I'm just not. You know what? I'll just start throwing interceptions till you bench me. I'll get out the contract, walk on at another squad, and show them that I can really play and work my way up. That's the only way. If Sam Darnold does not mail it in and kind of force his way out of that situation, he could potentially ruin his career, and that would be a travesty because he's a really good quarterback.
He's a pretty young up and coming quarterback. The deal is there's very few weapons that he have in the Jets to use, and if you can look at the statistics, he threw 42 times for 23 yards for 230. No interceptions, no picks, but he was able to get out of trouble using his legs. He had 6 rushes for 84 yards and a touchdown running the ball. He averaged 14 yards a carry, so he was running for his life literally. Besides the 6 sacks the Broncos got on him, he was literally running for his life in this game. 37-28. They go down in flames. They're 0-4, and that's the bottom line that happened. So
he running the ball. He running the ball better than some of our guys. He definitely running better than Latavius. Maybe we need to fire Latavius and bring Sam Darnold. Then when Drew retired, we have a quarterback. We can use him as a running back for right now. You see how that works?
Yeah,
like some Taysom Hill.
No, go ahead.
That'd be cool. No, that'd be cool. I'm with it. Like shit, let's get Sam Darnold, get rid of Latavius Murray. Now we got a quarterback. And we got a running back. 86 yards on 6 carries for a quarterback. He didn't even try to attempt the slider in it. What was it? I don't know. That's crazy. But again, that'd be a travesty if Sam Darnold is not or does not get away from that New York franchise. Shout out Denver Broncos, though I'm not going to take away the victory just because the Jets suck. You did put forth the effort to win the game, banged up and all. And maybe you can use this to expound upon consecutive wins, put together 3-4 wins, and then maybe we can talk about you being back in contentions in that West again.
Yep, you're absolutely right. And that's the thing, man, that was that really helped out. The fact that, his legs, man, but he needs help, man, no doubt about it. Let's move on to the next story here. The Miami Heat Lakers game 2. Get ready to tone it up tonight here, 8 o'clock Central Time.
Go Heat!
Can the Heat get back on track in this matchup here? Despite being dominated in game 1, the Lakers are far from content head into game 2. Quote, we've got so much more work to do, says LeBron, who had 25 points, 13 rebounds, 9 assists. 116-98 win over the Heat on Wednesday. The job is not done. We're not satisfied with winning one game. It's that simple. Those are the words of LeBron, by the way. Anthony Davis had 34 points, 11-21 shooting in his first NBA Finals in his 8-year career. He was electric. He'll continue to be electric this entire series. KCP, he scored 13. Danny Green with 11. Caruso contributed 10 off the bench, he led as much as 32 at one point. Injuries are a big concern for the Heat. Goran Dragic, he won't be in the game. Center Bam Adebayo dealing with a neck strain. Both were listed as doubtful for this affair. And then, of course, we go to Eric Spoelstra. He said you have to go through your plan A, plan B, plan C. He says, and And we love getting to work with this group. It's just looking for solutions and trying to get a better version of our game against a quality opponent. That was what Coach Spoelstra said. Dragic did not play in the second half, finishing the game with 6 points, 3 of 8, but he's been a fantastic help for them, leading them in scoring. But listen, Dragic is out. Kendrick Nunn is in, and listen, Kendrick Nunn is capable of replacing that production. The kid's fantastic. Plus Tyler Hero off the bench. You can never discount. They are this Heat team with Pat Riley is loaded with talent. It's just, I don't know if those guys, it's a bad matchup with LeBron and Anthony Davis, in my opinion. But anyway, let's keep on going here. The Lakers set the tone with the force, the physicality, the majority of the game, and they just took control and weren't able to get back, said Coach Spoelstra. Jimmy Butler, 23 points. Kendrick Nunn came in and gave 18 points on 8 of 11 shooting from the bench. Tyler Hero scored 14 on 6 of 18 shots, 2 of 8 from downtown. Jay Crowder put in 12 points. Duncan Robinson also, which is a combination, this crazy. It's David Robinson and
Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan. That's really strange. 12 and a half points. That's strange. The only thing would be strange. The only thing would be stranger than that is that the Spurs signed that kid. He averaged 12 and a half points in the Eastern Conference Final against the Boston Celtics in 27 minutes.
Go Heat!
And Butler said, "We just got to be tougher. We've got to put up more of a fight." I don't think we did that, and then it doesn't help whenever we don't make shots. It's been that way all year long. Whenever we start to make a couple of shots, we don't do what we are supposed to do on the other end. That's Jimmy Butler saying that. The Lakers performed well on both ends after trailing 13 in the first quarter. The Lakers blitzed the Heat, 77-32 swing, and that just threw the Heat off from midway through the score. They scored in the middle of the third, and Davis don't put them up 82-55. And he said, "I don't think at the beginning they were physical enough," said LeBron James. He said, "You actually have to get a feel for how hard Miami plays. I think they smacked us in the mouth, and we got a sense of that." So that's what the LeBron James was saying about why they woke up and just took off. But game 2 is tonight. This is going to be a really interesting game 2 right here on Kamasi. I'm giving you an opportunity to call this one. You called the first one wrong. Would you like to redeem yourself by calling this one correctly?
Listen, bro, I don't do the panic thing. I don't. Listen, I think Eric Spoelstra is a better coach than Frankie V. I think Spoelstra, his coaching prowess is good for at least one game. I think Jimmy Buckets is good enough to get in that zone, that Jimmy Buckets, Jamie Foxx looking zone, and have just one of them explosive 35, 40-point games. I think just himself will be good enough, with the role players playing their roles, will be good enough for a game. So I believe that the Heat can win 2 games in this series. Where those 2 games will fall, I don't know, because depending on where they fall, that will be the tail of the tape as to whether this series will go maybe 5, 6, 7, or whether this series will be over with by Tuesday. Or Tuesday or Wednesday. So what we got to do first, we're gonna have to make adjustments. We're gonna have to let LeBron and AD do whatever they do. They won't combine for 50, 60, 70, great. What we can't do is allow the bench to come out and shoot 50%, 45%, 40% from three-point land, 55, 60% across the board, and 75, 80% from the line. If you get that kind of production out of the bench, and you got 2 monsters, talking about LeBron and AD, then yeah, that's a recipe for failure. I'm not scared of LeBron and AD because there's only one basketball, right? So I know LeBron and AD combined can't beat the Heat. But when the bench players come out and the bench players have unbelievable success and shoot the best they've shot in the bubble for sure, possibly one of the better games they've had all season long, both the original season and the restart, the bubble. So I'm not gonna panic. And it's game 1. Okay, so we understand how this works, right? And I know you totally against this mindset, but game 1 and 2 generally belongs to the home court. You defend your home court games 3 and 4. That's just how this works. It really doesn't matter where they play, the bubble or whatever, because that's just how it's always been. The higher seeded team will sometimes, occasionally, They call it a theft or stealing a game when the lower seeded team beats the higher seeded team within those first 2 games. They stole one from the home team. So I'm not gonna get super excited. I'm still gonna maintain my position with the Heat. I think that Jimmy Buckets is really pissed. Did you see his face? I think he's in a zone. I think LeBron's ass is in trouble tonight, bro. And then talking about Kendrick, none of that. I think that kid's gonna put up 25 to 30 points tonight as well. Because they don't have enough information on him. They don't really know what to do. I think he came in the game late. I think starting from the jump and having the ability of the experience rather of that game one under his belt, knowing what it is, because these people have never been there before. These people didn't know what to expect, so it was kind of a shock to them because they're just like, "Wow, we came this far, and now we're facing, Black Jesus in the NBA Finals and in the brow." So you got Black Jesus in the brow, the Lakers, 40 years of tradition. LeBron's played in 50 finals games. I mean, you got all of that going on, and these young kids, man, are shocked. That shock will wear off. They'll settle in. You'll see if the Lakers win tonight, you'll see a much closer game, much more competitive game. But I'm definitely looking for Miami to steal 2 or 3. When they steal those 2 or 3 games, that's going to be imperative to find out how the duration of this series is going to go.
So I take it you picking a Heat in game 2 to even up the series. Is that correct? Just to get you on the record.
No. What I said was I'm sticking with the Heat, right? Even if they don't win, you'll see a much better played game. And I still like the Heat. I'm not gonna, cocktail, of my pick. I like the Heat. I like the Heat in 6. I said that at the beginning. I'm saying that now.
Okay, so do they win tonight? Uncle Maz?
Yeah, they're gonna win tonight. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, just to let you.
They're gonna have a lights out game.
Okay, Uncle Mozzie said they win tonight. Now remember, Uncle Mozzie's picking the Heat to win the series in 6. He was originally riding with the Denver Nuggets in the Boston Celtics.
Hold up, let's start there before you trash me.
But his ship crashed in the Atlantic. His ship crashed in the Atlantic.
My record is impeccable, baby.
And he said he was going down with the ship, but the Miami Heat boat just passed. He jumped in the water and got on their ship as the Nuggets and the Celtics ships went to the crashing down to the bottom of the Atlantic. So Miami basically saved him. Now he's on their ship, on their bandwagon. And I just wonder, there is no more places for Uncle Mozzie to run once the Lakers take care of Benson with the Heat in 5 or 6 games, in my opinion. So we'll see how it shakes up, but we'll know. We got Uncle Mozzie.
I can't wait for him to go down. He's gonna go down in flames too, bro. I can't wait today. You know what, fam? We're gonna do a TSC tomorrow. I'm not gonna allow this to linger over. You know what? I might, because then I can double up, because I can get that Friday and that Sunday, and I can come back and just get on my soapbox and bury you in receipts and stats and I told you so's.
All right. We'll see, Uncle Mozzie. We got you on record, my man. So appreciate that. Let's go to our
on record, tape, and CD, and thumb drive.
But yeah, we do. We got you on tape. We got you in the building. All right, let's go to the final news topic. The Steelers-Titans game being rescheduled for Week 7. According to the NFL, it's just dropped the NFL release update schedule, moving 3 teams following the C-19 outbreak that occurred with the Tennessee Titans. The game between Titans and Steelers, originally scheduled for Sunday, has been rescheduled for Week 7 at 1 p.m. on October the 25th, according to the league. The Steelers game against the Baltimore Ravens, originally set for Week 7, has been moved to Week 8, with kickoff coming at 1 p.m. on November the 1st. Both games will be broadcast on CBS. The Steelers and Titans bye week shifted to Week 4 after the league was forced to postpone Sunday's meetings due to C-19 infections within Tennessee's organization. As a result of these reschedulings, Baltimore's bye week has moved up from Week 8 to Week 7. So that's some of the news and notes that's dropped according to the C-19 stuff that's going on, as teams are scrambling to try to get that under control in their building. So that's sad to say, to see that, but that's the kind of environment we're currently living underneath when we're playing football and going through the season in forms of a pandemic. So Big ups to the family members for joining us on this edition of TSC Unleashed Friday edition. We'll be back Monday. We'll come back Monday and we'll drop some more news and notes. It'll be a busy show on Monday like it usually is, covering NFL news. Of course, the NBA news, we'll cover that, all that on the jam-packed, slam-packed show for Monday TSC. So I'd like to thank all the family members for joining us in the live chat. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe and share the links on your social media. I'm Big Q. Uncle Miles is in the building as well. Much love to you, and I'll see you guys later on the TSC later on today. I think about 6 o'clock. We'll fire it up and with the Saints Lions preview. So I'll see you guys later. Who that to you? Peace, and I'm out.